Hey everyone, welcome to the Queen of Ark, your ultimate channel for Ark Survival Ascended. Join me for epic adventures, pro tips, and dino taming fun. So today I'm on my official center map and I'm going to just show you the way I do metal runs. I used to do metal runs back when it was Ark Survival Evolved and AB, but I found that since Ascended it has definitely nerfed. So I like doing them with Dunkys on the center. But before I get into that, I am going to show you on how to make your game look and run smoother. So there are 3 admin commands you can use on official that I feel clean up the game look and clean up your frames per second, which, as we all know, is much needed in Ark. All right, so on the PlayStation, you're going to hit your start button. And then once you get to your main settings screen, you're going to go to the touchpad to your console commands. The first one I use is the R.Volumetric cloud space 0. And the second I click that, the clouds go away. Cleans it up beautifully. The next one I do is the R.Volumetric fog space 0. And this one removes the fog. Now, in a minute when we go down to do the metal run, that's really helpful underwater. So we're going to do that. And then the last one I like to do is the shadow quality. And that just removes any unnecessary shadows. So if you can't see really well, it just helps clean it up a little bit. So I'm going to do that. All right, so now we're going to go down to the underwater and do our metal run. Now, if you watched one of my previous videos, we talk about easy teleportation. So if you want to know how to do that, check out my video on that. But we are going to go right down to the water and get going on our metal run. All right, here we are. And I just love doing it down here. All right, so we're gonna throw out the Dunky. And like with all attacks or anything like that with animals, it's R2 on the PlayStation. So here we go. I don't know about you guys, but when it's 2 times or 3 times, metal runs are the best. And then once you get heavy, you go back to your metal spot, pull the Dunky underneath, and then just popcorn it up once you get it right underneath. And then it'll fall into the inside of your underwater base, and then you can put it into the dedicated storages. So I like to do this until I have a bunch of metal. And then what I do is I will teleport out after. So we are going to popcorn this up. And to popcorn, just in case you don't know, it's L2. I keep the stone as well. I have a dedicated storage box down here for metal and for stone. All right, and then after you popcorn it out, what I do is I leave my little Dunky out here. And then triangle to deposit, and then just keep going. So my next little tip I'm going to give you while I'm doing this is when you're going back to popcorn out, just before I get to my little underwater base, I go into first person so I can control where my Dunky is a little bit better, because I don't know if you guys have experienced this with underwater tames since Ascended has come out, but if you get them too much into the underwater pods, they die. So you just want to make sure you don't do that. So I put myself right into first person so I can go and get right underneath there, and then I just L1 everything. And I think I will go do one more run. And just another little quick pro tip, guys, make sure you either have a tech suit on or scuba, because you will not make it. Alright guys, and don't forget to go back into first person just so you can see where you're going to start popcorning this stuff. There's nothing worse than misjudging and popcorning it to the ceiling of the ocean. Which I'm doing, see that? So you can always fix your mistakes though guys, especially with your tech suit. I think one of the things I've learned the most in this game is not to panic. That's when you tend to make the most mistakes. So if you do something wrong, just kind of roll with it and fix it. Alright, so after that, I'm going to cryo up my Dunky, just like that. And then I'm going to go up and I'm going to L1 the metal and the stone just to bring it both back to the base from the dedicated storage. Okay, so let's pick up this stuff. And then when you open the dedicated storage, if you go over and you click on the arrows or hit L1, it'll put it all in your inventory. Now, I don't want to be blackbarred, so I'm going to take the metal only right now. So go over, take all of the metal. Not too bad for 5 minutes or so. And then once again, I have my teleporter set to a default teleporter. Watch my previous video on that and you can see how to set that up. Brings you back to the main base. And then we put it right into our forge. And my forge is nice and full, which is amazing. So then what you do is you keep your dedicated storage boxes, deposit it all, and just let it cook. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share for any of our upcoming videos, and check out the old videos as well. Thank you so much and have a great night.